have a very important question to ask you. Is marriage a piece of paper, or what's marriage? Let's talk about this.
Okay.
You know, people want to talk about marriage, so let's just talk about marriage.
No, this is very important. Yeah, it is just the paper. I agree. Like, in the concept of what marriage is behind the system that we follow in this world.
Like just a piece of paper? Can you elaborate?
No, yeah, that's why I said, like, that's why I said that's how it falls behind the system. The way it's meant to be is just the paper. It's just for you to say, I am married to this person. I have a certain commitment with this person. That is what the world, the system, that's what they have created. But when we go into what God intended it to be, it's a union, and it's not just the male and female, but it's male and female. It's male, female, and God. It's that union with them. And it also signifies the church and Christ.
What do you mean? Like the relationship?
Yeah, because in the Bible, we, like the church, we as a church, we are called the bride. I had this in Spanish. Oh my God. I had it in Spanish, but we're called the bride, right? And that's also what it symbolizes. So for God, I do believe that for God and to what God intended it to be is a much more deeper concept. Like it's a much deeper connection, much deeper relationship to what we are like taught.
I don't know. Danielle's, her face is saying something else. I'm curious to see what you have to say about this topic. Like seriously.
I mean, I agree with his point, yes, but I just think.
But let her talk.
No, I'm just saying there's always a but.
Of course, there's always a but. Hello, that's part of life.
That marriage is a paper, but it's not just a paper. Like exactly what you were saying, but not the word just, because it's not only that.
That's why I said it is only a paper when we bring it into the world's perspective, into what this system, right? With this stock system and stock. I'm talking about government. This is what they intended it to be. They wanted to take away the meaning that God put into it and give it just, okay, this is just something you do, it's just a paper you just get. So that's what I'm saying.
What's the meaning that God gave it to marriage?
You got all the answers.
Now you have all the answers.
I mean, God wanted it to be a pact. He wanted it to be like a relationship between him, like spiritually, emotionally, to just depend on him and everything.
No, I agree. It's that pact with him. It's not like something that it's supposed to be like. That's why it's not just the paper. I agree with you, but only because I say it in different words. But it's not just the paper in that sense. The way God intended it to be, it's a much deeper concept. It's a relationship with him. When you're united, when you're with that person, and you guys are in a marriage, it's not just one person. It's not just one person. It's two in one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there.
I don't know. So, you're gonna have to explain that a little bit.
Okay, I'll explain. No.
What do you mean two in one, but one person, but two like that?
Because, okay. So really, it's actually kind of complicated to explain. I get it in my head. Like I understand.
I get it in my head.
Right? But it's a concept of like.
I get it in my head.
You're just one person, right?
That's fine.
I know. But this is the best way I can I guess describe it or explain it. It's just one person, right? And it's just you and God. But then you're with this person, and you guys make one, right? And you guys are one with God, which is also symbolizes the church, because in the church, how many of us are in here? Like we all form part of that church, but it's one bride,
okay.
Right? It's not many brides, it's one bride.
Okay.
Right? That's what I'm at. There you go. Boom.
So that's in your head.
Yeah.
That's in your head. What's in your head then?
I agree with him. Also,
Once.
what I was gonna add was that in the Bible it talks about
how therapy, guys. Like seriously, like are we gonna do this?
It's okay. My mom is a therapist.
Oh, then we need to schedule an appointment. Okay, I'm sorry, but like seriously.
So in the Bible it talks about how two is like fine. Like yeah, you can get married and it could just be you two. But it talks about how when there's three, when God is in that relationship, it's so much harder to break. Like you can go against anything and it's much stronger.
Why are you laughing at? Like, seriously, like, you know how distracting this is? That I'm trying to pay attention to the whole topic and you're just laughing. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
But it's because this is fun.
Why is fun?
This is fun.
No, it's not. It's serious fun.
It is.
It is serious fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yes. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
I bet you don't know what she said. What she said.
I gotta repeat it word for word.
Well, at least in your head, the concept.
Yeah, when there's two that you can do more, something like that.
You can do more.
Three.
There's three. She
I
said
know it's three, but I mean like I explained that you got one and then you got two that make one. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
Okay.
more.
So,
And then you guys can go through everything, and then nothing's gonna break you. That's what she said.
but she didn't say dancing like this.
It's okay. I'm saying it like that.
No, but not like we're joking around and stuff like that. But more on a more serious note, like
Yeah.
seriously, marriage is something that a lot of people talks about marriage. Like, but as Christians, like, what it really means to you, like marriage. What is that? I know you guys are not married. You guys are way too young to be married right now. But like, just the concept of marriage. Why are you laughing? Are you proposing anytime soon? Are we gonna do this anytime soon?
I thought we were taking it serious though.
I'm taking it serious, but you have that laugh. Oh God!
'Cause it was funny.
Please don't let it happen here because I will.
It's not gonna be here. Don't
Okay,
worry.
good. Thank God. Okay, never mind. So seriously, look at Danae's laughing. She's like, make him stop. Seriously, like, what do you guys think marriage really is to you? Like, yes, you say all those things. You think it's a paper. You think it's more than a paper, and all of that, and it resemble in any way the relationship of. But for you, like, what is marriage for you?
Okay. So, like she said before, like I agree a lot with it. Like, marriage is the type of unity that you're with God and this person, but you guys can go through everything. And the way I see it like that too, because that's how I grew up. I grew up in a family where the marriage that I saw in my parents, it wasn't the most perfect marriage, but they got to a point where they went through everything together, and right now they're leaders, they're elders in here in church. And for example, one of the things that I've taken a lot from their marriage is that when they got together, one of the things that they took off the table was like, we will never mention no papers to like break up, none of that, like none of that, like that's not in the conversation, that doesn't exist in our relationship. And that is something that I've always admired, because many people think I can just get in this and then get out whenever I want. And that's actually why many people don't get married, which is we'll get to that a little bit later. But
for you,
but for me, that's what it means to have that unity, that you can go through everything if you're with God. Like, you can be married, like, let me tell you can be married, but if you're not with God, then for me that's a paper. That's a paper you got there that is saying, yeah, that you got married. But when you do the act of marriage and you know what you're doing in your heart, and you're doing it with the act of unifying yourself with this person and God, then that is a whole completely different story. And for me, that shows a true unity, that shows the body and the head of Christ. It really shows that unity, that it shows that one.
So if you're gonna summarize in one word what it means to you, will be unity.
Unity, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Danielle?
Okay, so for me, I feel like marriage, like, you're already married, but like we, or at least I, value marriage because it's walking in an obedience with Christ. Like, if Christ mentioned that, then it's like, even if I agree or I don't agree, like, that's just the way that things are. Like, it's walking in obedience. And many people get married for many different reasons, whether it's benefits or just to have a ceremony or different things. But no one's marriage is perfect. Like, even if you pretend that your marriage is the best thing ever, like, no one's marriage is perfect. But through God, like, when you put God into that relationship, it makes everything easier. Not perfect, but easier.
True. So if you will describe what it means to you in one word, what word that will be? I don't know.
That is not the right word. That is actually
I don't know one word to describe all that.
Well, I don't know. It's a good word. I don't know.
obedience. Just say obedience.
Obedience, probably.
It's more of an obedience type of act into what you see, the way you see it. I mean, that's what I think.
Interesting. So if you're comparing, like, the way you're thinking, your thoughts of marriage, with people that they not necessarily know God? Do you think they think differently than what you think of God? Because I hear a lot of people saying, commitment and unity
Yeah.
and all of that. So
I mean, there's people. Okay, so there's many people that they go into marriage and they don't really know this other side of marriage, which is that God and the pact and all that. But they go into. I believe that some people go into marriage and they actually do like love that other person and actually do want that unity with that person. But what they don't realize is that there's somebody else involved, right? But I don't think that they're not like thinking of unity, commitment, and all of that. But one thing that they are missing is that obedience. That is something that I can see. I don't think they're wrong in a sense, because some people, they don't even know. Some people don't know. Some people don't know that what we know, what we've read. Some people don't have that understanding. They don't really have that knowledge, because we're born in a world where they don't really teach us this stuff. Like, let's be honest. If I go back and think about how school went, they did not teach me that.
they didn't teach you about what? About obedience or about marriage?
Yeah. They don't teach you about this. I'm sorry, but they don't teach you a lot of important stuff. So that's up to the parents, right?
Yeah.
And many parents, they don't know either. They just go along because of, that's how my family taught me. That's how my family taught me. And at the end of the day, if it's some people don't know Christ, so they don't have that revelation of that is also an act of obedience.
So it's unity and it's an act of obedience.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of that can describe marriage?
Well, one of the words that we said was commitment. I agree that it's powerful commitment, which many are afraid to take. Many don't do that commitment because they know. They just want to be playing around in the world, and they don't do that commitment.
Well, if you think about commitment, marriage as a commitment, a lot of people have, for whatever reason, have issues with commitment itself in their life, in committing to study or lack of commitment to stay with a steady job or so if that is in reality on a person's life, it's going to reflect in the way they see marriage. So do you guys, I don't know, do you see it as a blessing? Do you see it as a headache? Because a lot of people describe marriage as a headache. Why would I get married? I think there's even a movie called that. Seriously.
Isn't living a headache? Don't you get headaches while living?
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, we're very blessed to live in the world we live today because God gave us many
Exactly.
things. It's still a blessing. But every blessing has its, everything has their issues. Everything has their ups and downs. People just want to go straight at something. They don't want to look at the other areas. That's it. They just want to say something and be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that. They want to use everything as an excuse instead of actually dig in.
It's so funny because I really want to ask you guys, since you guys believe in marriage, but it's one of those things they're couple. He may pop the question here and stuff like that, and
I'm not gonna pop this question. Not here.
Not here, please don't do it. And wait 30 more years or something like that. Not that long.
No.
So no.
Not even half of it. Not even a
Not even 15 years.
No.
No, 15 years is a long time, but we're not talking about that. We're not talking about popping the question. No. So, but you guys believe in marriage?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. Yeah. Why?
Because it's in the Bible. It's
okay.
it's an act of obedience, like she said. I mean, that's what I believe too.
Why you believe in it, Danae?
I mean, yeah, because it's in the Bible, but also because I've seen it in my family.
Bingo. I've
seen it in my parents, and it's not that they've had perfect marriages, like he said, but just trying, just putting in the effort to have God in your marriage. It just makes all the difference.
And that is important. It's easier for us to believe in something that we see